All right. Hey, I'm Brett Fadley, Mid-Atlantic Auto Care Alliance, MACA, and I'm vice president. Also here representing Tools, Pennsylvania, which we will be in Lancaster, May 29th to June 1st. And I have the extreme pleasure to have Kristen and Paul Scanner Danner sitting here with me, representing SD Charities, who last year we had come into Tools in Harrisburg to we could present them with a donation. This year we changed the plan a little bit. We're going to be doing a charity auction at Tools this year with some phenomenal items to start, and we're building upon that. But let's talk about what SD Charities is and what brought this vision out.
You got me?
Yeah, you're the president.
Okay. So what we're doing this year actually ties back a little bit to what started us on thinking of doing a charity to begin with. It's just something, I think the one thing we have in common is that we like to give. And that's always been important to us. Even when we hardly had any money, the first check he wrote every month was giving. It was to our church. It was to wherever we were supporting. So that's just something that's in our heart. And years ago, we had the opportunity to assist an organization, which is the same one we're going to be working with this year. And they are in Senegal, Africa, and they needed a what did they need?
Well, they needed a generator.
Yeah.
They're working on, it's a school / garage. So the guys that go to the automotive program, apparently it's a whole trade school. It's not just automotive, but the automotive program, they're working on dirt floors and they're dealing with an electric grid that kept shutting down on them. So, they'd be in the middle of a job and lose electricity and then they couldn't finish. And so, the guy's name that is part of the automotive program is Bo Columbine, or Robert is his name, but he calls himself Bo. Bo Columbine, and he was actually following me for years. He bought my book years and years ago, and we contacted each other throughout the years. And then I just learned through that what he was doing, and we wanted to be involved. And so we were able to actually raise funds to put a generator in for the school. That that way they didn't have to rely on the power grid that kept shutting down. So
yeah,
so you truly are a global celebrity.
He kind of is.
In a small way, I guess so. In the automotive community, we have customers in probably 140 countries now, which is pretty awesome.
That's awesome. You were going to say something, Kristen. I cut you off.
I probably already forgot, but
I think she was trying to cut me off because I was rambling.
No, I was just going to say that that's kind of what got us thinking, because we were doing this and then we're like, wouldn't it be cool if other people could partner with us and just make it part of like what we do as Scanner Danner is just within what he earns from that, we always give back. But what if other people could be a part of that and have that same vision and just encourage people to, like you said, he is kind of worldwide, and it's opened our eyes to what the needs are, and things that we take for granted here are things that people would give anything to have those opportunities. Just to be a student in his program. There are people that are so excited about that, and it would mean everything for them to get that training. And so it's given us a glimpse of the world at large and what the needs are. So when we got in contact with Bo and heard about his organization, it's just something we want to continue to support. So that's what we want to support in this go round, where we have this auction. That was your idea. This is your brainstorm. You're the big picture guy. And so you're putting this together, and we're just kind of along for the ride of your big ideas.
Yeah.
I have some big ideas. I just don't know how to always implement them. My ideas are bigger than what I should be thinking. But last year I was really intimate to get you guys there in order to work with you, since you are in Pennsylvania. You guys are based near Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. And I thought this would be a great opportunity. And what gave me the idea was originally down at ASTA with ASOG. And they would do that awards dinner for charity fundraiser. And I thought when I saw about the SD Charities coming up, and I knew you guys were still planning, I'm like, how can we use our event in Pennsylvania to work in conjunction with SD Charities to raise awareness for everything and help the industry.
Well, that was really awesome. You surprised us last year with that. We had no idea that's what you were doing, and we really appreciate you doing something similar for us this year. Just can't thank you enough.
Well, it is our pleasure because we have to change this industry, and by working together in all aspects of it, what can we do to make it different? Can we help somebody in the local area that wants to attend training but they can't afford it? Can we help somebody across the seas that they can't afford much of anything, but they want to pursue this industry? It's a community and a family, and it's going to take all of us locking arms to raise that tide and hold it up. Yeah,
for sure.
you guys are doing a wonderful job. And yeah, the online auction, I've seen it done before, and that's what gave me the idea. At ASTA last year, they did an abrupt one after the hurricanes came through on Saturday, and I'm like, bingo, my light went off. And I'm like, I want to reach out to you guys when I got home and present this idea to do it at Tools. So I think we can pull it off, and I think we had talked about it. You must be in attendance to make the bids, because you're going to bring whatever you have there that we can tangibly hand off.
Yep.
So
Correct. It's too hard to ship, especially some of this electronic stuff. It's too difficult to ship, and there's just so much liability too with the expense of some of these items. So.
And what are some of the items that we're talking about already that you know of for sure, but we're still actively seeking donations?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So we so far have Topped On that donated a Tornado T120A. It is a 120 amp battery charger maintainer, primarily like a stable battery system for programming. Retail on that is close to $900 for that unit.
It would be $1,500. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, right. But we just did a post on that today, and we're going to do that for each one of the companies that are partnering with us for donations to put out a separate post and thank them. So special thanks to Topped On already, and then AES Wave. Special thanks to those guys. They've donated a U-Scope master kit. That's around $400 some retail. And then also a U-Test terminal kit. That's around $200 retail. So around $600 or so, between $600 and $700 from AES Wave. So special thanks to them. We are in contact, and it looks good with Pico Scope or Pico Automotive. We're friends actually with Alan from, the owner of Pico. We've talked to him, and they're trying to put something together for us. Not sure exactly what that is yet, but that is in the works. And then also Holly, you see my shirt. Holly has partnered with me with SD in putting a fuel injection system on my 78 Power Wagon. And since I was already in contact with them, I asked them about what we're doing, if they were interested, and they are. And I just spoke with them today, and we're not sure exactly what we're going to get yet, but it was mentioned maybe a Sniper 2 injection system. So that's still up in the air. I'm still waiting to hear back from them for sure on what that's going to be. But those are the two definites we have already, and the other two, pretty sure we can call those definite.
And I know I spoke to Isaac Rodell, and I think I talked to you on the phone. I will reach out to him and put you guys in contact. I think he said yes, he would definitely do something. Kristen, you were saying you might have some coaching and some other stuff from like the coaching companies as well.
Yeah, just today I was in contact with a couple of coaches, and I'm waiting just to hear back to see what it is they want to offer. But I think coaching is amazing. It's such a valuable resource, and I think it's one sometimes that I think shop owners might be hesitant to put money towards, because you've got bills to pay, you've got salaries to maintain, you have tools that you need to purchase. And so it's like, do you want to put money into coaching? Because it's not that tangible thing, but it's so valuable. And
so
it's like,
important.
It can be a game changer, but it's sometimes hard to to put that money there when you're not getting something immediately. So I'm really excited about the coaching. I think that's going to be amazing.
We could also throw in a premium membership for a year and a book. We can do a couple of those. So for
shop program.
It doesn't have to be anything significant. We're just looking to raise funds and get people involved. And
Did you just say that ours wasn't significant?
no, I'm not saying that. I'm talking. It doesn't have to be what I'm getting at. It doesn't have to be a $1,000 project.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
I'm just playing.
Any item can be put on for auction because this is to help the SD Charities. It's
Right.
not about the item you're going to get.
So the pictures that he's signing of himself are not like, what's your
Well,
interest level in that?
So
dunk
that's don't give me ideas.
Did
Paul.
you get us a dunk tank?
a kissing booth. You can kiss my wife
No.
for like $1,000.
You can kiss him for $20.
Don't give me ideas. I got a huge trade show floor. We can make room.
Okay.
We are having a pool party, but you're not going to be there for the pool party on Thursday night. You're coming in on Friday.
No, I told you, Brett, I can only handle 2 days with the public.
I understand.
So we're coming Friday. We'll be there Saturday, and we're leaving Sunday morning.
Yep. So you're there for the big part. You're big there for
Then
the
bring that
important.
grumpy old man face.
It's just difficult. It's
And
difficult.
I get it. I get it. I don't have that celebrity status. I don't have to worry about it. I'm an anonymous person when no, I can't say that either.
I was going to say, in that jacket, you're not.
No, you're not.
But Limitless Leadership, Josh Purnell, who will be our guest speaker Saturday night at Tools, is offering up something. So I'm going to put him in touch if he's not gotten in touch with you as well. And I mentioned Isaac Rodell wants to do something with Auto Rescue.
That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure we can probably get some other tech coaches as well, like Andrew Fisher and that kind of stuff going on. Steckler might. We'll figure it out. I think I think this is a great idea, and if we can keep building upon it, the idea is to raise the money. We want to raise the money to help your mission. That's the whole goal. I don't care about the tangible stuff. It's what you need.
Well, our mission too, for transparency with this particular auction, is we want 100% of this auction to go to our friend in Senegal. So, obviously we have our charity and we have other ways you can donate. But everything through this auction, we want it to go toward that. It's almost like a campaign, if you want to call it, that we're trying to do for them.
Yeah. And I'm going to pot up right now. If you want, go to sdcharities.org to see about their mission and donate there. You can just donate any time of the year.
Yeah, and that, thank you. And that, just so we're clear, any donations that come into the website, that wouldn't be part of the
auction is separate. Yep.
Yeah, the auction is for Senegal, and then whatever else comes into the website, we have other plans that helping people, like you said, helping the automotive community and beyond is our mission statement. But as you said, helping someone go to training classes. We've done that in the past. We actually have done that multiple times now, and paying for a training event for someone. And we're just happy to be able to give back to the community that has supported us for so many years.
I think you said that last year when I kind of threw you on the spot at lunch when I saw you walk in, and I brought you right up to the front. You had mentioned that because of your popularity of what you've done over the years with the SD, with the Scanner Danner platform, led you to want to give back.
Yeah.
And I found that just phenomenal. I'm always willing to give back, and I'm not to the point where you guys can actually do it. And setting up a charity was not an easy task.
Oh my goodness. You can talk about that if you want.
Nope.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
But you got it accomplished, and it's not just you two. You got a board in place.
Yeah.
There's several people that I know help with your board.
Yeah, Brian Pollock's on our board, and I think you said he's going to be at the event.
He would know the Enrights.
Yeah,
as well.
Chris and Marissa Enright are on our board, and we've just been blessed to have a great group of people just provided for us that help us make good decisions and have the same vision and have a heart for service and giving. And so we're really thankful for that.
And we can't forget Luke McLean is our other board member, who is a longtime friend, used to be our kids' youth pastor at church. And Kristen worked with him for years, and he's actually my webmaster. So he does all my website stuff. And so
Yeah.
He is also on the board of SD Charities, which is awesome.
That's awesome. I think what you guys have built and what you guys are continuing to do is just phenomenal. And I'm happy to give you a platform to at least help give more light to it and come up with a different idea with like the auction we're going to do and try and keep building upon that. I'm crossing my fingers we can figure this out.
Well, we're looking forward
It'll all work out.
We're looking forward to helping them further. What my friend Bo had told me with the new governments and stuff in Senegal is they're still messing with the grids and they really, really want to get solar for the building and have a backup battery system in place where they're not relying on, because a generator, you're relying on, some type of petroleum, whether it's diesel or natural gas. I'm not sure what they're using exactly, but that's not been reliable either. And so now they're eyeballing solar. So we'll see what we can do. I know it's a lot of money that they need, but and there's varying opinions on what we should be doing. And, we should be helping people at home. I already had that comment. Someone on YouTube's like, what are you doing that for? You should be helping people at home. I was like, we're doing both. We have friends, not just here. And you know what? We're spoiled in the United States too, but we absolutely will help people here. But I have a direct contact with my friend in Senegal, and it's not just an organization that we don't know anything about. We totally trust what they're doing.
That's awesome. So you'd mentioned the funds we're going to raise through this charity auction at Tools.
Yeah.
What is, I already said what my imaginary goal is. What kind of funds are we looking to raise? Because we're going to rely on our community that attends Tools to help get us there.
Yeah. We really didn't put a number to it, Brett. We're doing the best that we can, and we appreciate every dollar, even if it's, $100 or if it's $10,000, it really, the thought behind it is what's most important. And,
and people will be able to donate outside of the auction too. So
right.
if you're not the winning bid, that's okay. We'll still take your money in another way. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, I honestly hope we have, $4,000 or $5,000 in stuff. So I'm hoping, we get close to that number. That'd be great. I know that's the number you mentioned, Brett. So, I'm going
to lay the gauntlet down to our industry and those attending. We want to raise between $5,000 and $10,000. $5's minimum, and that's our goal. Let's get together and let's raise this funds to help your friends.
That'd be awesome. And just to talk on the life-changing thing that they're doing, it's not just a school. Like these guys, it's actually providing them with an income source while they're at school. It's a really different approach to training, and we're really just happy to be part of it. So,
and
it's a service for the community.
It is a service for the community.
So it's like it's helping that economy. It's providing a service it's just things that we typically don't have to think about here.
Yeah. That
resources that are just so precious to them that we don't give a second thought to.
Yeah.
And I just think it's an opportunity for us to just open our eyes and realize how blessed we all are here to live in the United States and have all that we have. And people would give anything for just a bit of what we have, and to give them an opportunity to provide for their families and have a sense of pride about who they are and what they're able to do is that's life-changing. That's a game changer for people. And if we can be a little part of that, why would we not?
I was going to mention that, but you said it more elegantly than I would have said. Us people here, all of us that live in the United States, takes so many things for granted. And that person that made that comment to you, Paul, that, shame on them because they don't realize what you just mentioned. People over there, that's a life-changing experience because they don't have access to what we have access. And like you said, we take stuff for granted every day.
We do. And we've done stuff here. We raised $4,000 for a burn victim. We raised $10,000 for a motorcycle accident. Guy was on life support, really, really bad motorcycle accident. We were able to raise $10,000 for him. And that was just putting a post out and saying, hey, we're going to do, I think we offered $2,000 of our money and said, hey, we'll match up to $2,000. And we raised $10,000. So the power of social media is pretty awesome. We've done things here where, we've sent guys to training and, paid for their airline, their hotel, the fees for that. We're just trying to help where we can. The automotive community has been so good to us, and to be able to give back is important. When they say whoever dies with the most toys wins, yeah, that's BS, Brett. I mean, I don't want stuff. Stuff is meaningless. You can't take it with you. Although I do like my Power Wagon, but other than that one toy,
He'll be buried in the Power Wagon.
other than that one toy, I don't need anything else. And helping other people is really does something for us, even as a husband and wife, as we're, we just get so buried in ourselves, to be able to look outwardly and then do this together. It's really what we want to do as we're close to being empty nesters. We want to be able to do this for the rest of our time. So we're really looking at SD Charities as our end game.
And that's awesome. And there's an old adage, I've never seen a U-Haul following a hearse.
That's right.
So you can't take it with you.
Can't take it with you.
Look, hey, I appreciate it. If you didn't register yet, you need to go to midatlanticaca.org/tools. Get on there and register to come to the event. Come out and see Paul and Kristen on Friday and Saturday, and let's help raise some money for SD Charities and help the people in Senegal, help the people here. And you guys aren't just automotive. You're helping everybody. You're a real charity organization, not just automotive related. I think what you guys are doing is wonderful. I think your vision, your mission is absolutely God-given, and kudos to both of you. And it's a pleasure for me to say I can call you, and I know you. And so thank you.
Thank you.
We really appreciate everything that you guys are doing too. And we look forward to meeting you guys there. So sign up. We want to shake your hand, and just let me go to the bathroom without shaking my hand, please.
I wasn't going to say it.
So if you see my head down and I'm walking across the room, just let me go to the bathroom, and then we can talk when I get out.
You don't have people yet, like your security detail, to walk you to keep people out?
That's how I met Brian Pollock.
I was going to say Brian Pollock would be perfect at that.
I didn't know Brian. I was at a training event. I was with my my friend Matthew Skundrich, and Matt knew Brian, and they were standing next to each other. And it was the morning. I just needed a cup of coffee, and I couldn't get across the room to get a cup of coffee. And I said, Brian, I looked at him. He's huge. He's like a freaking walking billboard. I'm like, dude, do me a favor. Just walk in front of me over to the coffee. And I literally walked behind Brian Pollock so I could get to the coffee. That was my first meeting of Brian Pollock. So anyway,
he's an awesome guy, man.
Yeah, he is.
So look, hey, I appreciate you guys. I'll keep you posted on anything we hear from our end to help this charity auction out. We'll see you guys in Lancaster, PA at the end of it.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Brett.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.